Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive? Today we're tackling a figure who sparked endless debates, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's a polarizing figure, isn't he? Hero to some, villain to others, but no denying his impact.
Exactly. So we're going beyond the headlines, digging into what makes CR7 tick from his childhood to global icon status.
And it's a journey that's about way more than just goals and trophies, right? We're talking branding, impact, even sociology got involved.
Sociology. Okay, you have to explain that one. But first, let's rewind. Imagine young Ronaldo in Funchal, Madeira.
Sharing a room with siblings, his dad struggling with alcoholism, a world away from his life now.
Talk about a contrast. It really hits home that even superstars have starting points we can relate to.
It's like those early years, they shaped his drive. He wasn't just escaping poverty, but proving himself on a global stage.
And prove himself he did. He went from those humble beginnings to, well, for many, he's the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
And that trajectory, overcoming adversity, that hunger, that's what makes him both relatable and aspirational.
Totally. People connect with the struggle, the dedication, and yeah, the ultimate triumph. It resonates beyond the football pitch.
Absolutely. It's a narrative that goes beyond sport. It's about ambition, resilience, universal themes.
Speaking of which, you mentioned sociology. There was a whole university course on Ronaldo.
Not kidding, it's wild, right? But it speaks volumes about him as a cultural phenomenon.
It's more than just celebrity worship, though. What was the course actually about?
Well, they dove into how Ronaldo represents globalization, celebrity culture, even the power of sports on society.
That's pretty deep. No wonder he's been recognized by both Guinness World Records and the Time 100. Those are some different
Right.
leagues.
For sure. Those recognitions highlight his impact beyond sports. He's a global force.
We haven't even touched on his online presence. Imagine being the most followed person on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll dive into those mind-blowing numbers later.
But it's safe to say, whether it's goals, brand deals, or followers, Ronaldo's impact is massive.
Absolutely. But let's talk about what makes his on-field achievements so fascinating. It's not just about the trophies, right?
Okay, so let's break down those records.
Yeah.
But not just listing them, I want to understand why they matter. What do they tell us about him?
Because these aren't random stats. They represent insane dedication, athleticism, strategy. It's captivating.
Yeah, like being the first to score in 5 different World Cups.
Exactly. 5 World Cups. That's a career spanning decades. And then there's the Champions League dominance.
Don't even get me started. Most wins, most goals. It's mind-boggling.
And that's what solidifies him not just as a great player, but a legend. And of course, we can't talk Ronaldo without the Messi debate.
It's the debate that never dies. Messi or Ronaldo? Who's truly the best?
You know what I find interesting? It's less about picking a side, more about appreciating how they've pushed each other.
They've both raised the bar for what's possible in the sport.
For sure. They've redefined excellence. But okay, for our listeners who aren't diehard football fans, why does this even matter?
Good question. What can we learn from Ronaldo's pursuit of being the best?
That's the core question, isn't it? It's about pushing limits, defying expectations, and it's something we'll keep coming back to.
It's about that drive to be the best. And speaking of pushing boundaries, let's talk brand CR7. This is where things get interesting.
Because Ronaldo's influence goes way beyond the pitch. We're not just talking endorsements here, we're talking empire building. We're talking his own museum, CR7.
A pilgrimage for any fan.
Right. To a luxury hotel chain, even a fragrance line that could rival any celebrities.
Don't forget the underwear line. Athletic wear is high fashion. Who knew?
It's incredible. It's a masterclass in personal branding Ronaldo gets that his appeal goes way beyond the field.
He's created a whole universe around himself.
Exactly. And it's a universe that brings in serious cash.
We're talking highest paid athlete in the world. Hundreds of millions annually. It's mind-blowing.
But it makes sense when you see him as this global icon. He's everywhere.
Breaking down borders with his appeal.
And for sure, he captivates audiences worldwide, which obviously means lucrative deals, sponsorships, and a legion of fans.
It's amazing how he's built this image.
Yeah.
But we got to address the elephant in the room, the controversies.
Right, of course. There have been those sexual assault allegations and that tax evasion case.
Serious stuff.
Absolutely. And it's our responsibility to look at them thoughtfully, critically. It reminds us to be careful with information.
Especially online.
Exactly. To separate what's been alleged from what's proven. To consider all sides.
It's a good reminder for all of us. But how about we lighten the mood a bit? I can't help but smile thinking about that Suwu celebration.
Oh, you know it. That thing's taken over the world.
It's more than just a celebration. It's a global phenomenon. A symbol of pure victory and joy.
You see it everywhere, on the pitch, in memes, little kids trying to copy it.
It's crazy how something so simple became so universal. Like if aliens landed on Earth, that's the first thing they'd learn.
Probably. It just shows his charisma and that global reach. And speaking of which, let's talk those online numbers.
Because those are more than just vanity metrics. They mean real engagement.
Unprecedented influence for an athlete.
He's the most followed person on Instagram. Over 600 million followers. And when he launched that YouTube channel, instant record breaker.
Fastest to 1 million subscribers. Shattered the previous record.
It's insane. He breaks records faster than we can keep track. And speaking of breaking records, that move to El Nasir
Game changer.
totally changed the conversation about football's future.
It wasn't just about one player switching teams. It was seismic. Like a sign that global football's power balance is shifting.
It's like you put the Saudi Pro League on the map single-handedly. Suddenly everyone's talking about it.
And watching. Viewership's through the roof. We're seeing other big names following his lead.
Drawn in by those massive salaries.
And the chance to be part of something new, something growing. It's like the Wild West, but for football.
A total gold rush.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo brings this legitimacy, this global spotlight.
Yeah.
You can't buy that.
You said it. Huge economic and geopolitical implications. Saudi Arabia is using this. It's part of their whole Vision 2030 plan.
Trying to diversify their economy, boost their global image.
And Ronaldo's like the poster boy for that effort. It's a big deal.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. Will the Saudi Pro League become a powerhouse? Will other countries follow suit?
So many questions. But let's not forget, amidst all the money talk and power shifts at the heart of, this is a player who just loves to compete.
He just wants to break records, cement his legacy even further.
Exactly. It's what makes him so captivating. He could just relax. He's achieved more than most could dream of.
But he's not content to rest. He's always pushing.
And that's inspiring, right? Doesn't matter if you're a CEO or just starting out. That drive to excel, to push boundaries, we can all learn from that.
He's redefined what it means to be a global athlete, a brand, a true icon. It's about more than just goals and trophies.
More than the Suyu, even. It's deeper than that.
It's about ambition, resilience, human potential.
And the story's not over yet. What will his legacy be? How will this Saudi move change football? We'll be talking about this for years.
So, to our listeners, what's your takeaway from the Ronaldo phenomenon? What drives someone to strive for such greatness?
How will his story continue to shape the world, on and off the pitch?
Keep asking those questions. Keep exploring. That's what deep dives are all about.
That's right. The world of Cristiano Ronaldo, like the man himself, is full of surprises.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of CR7. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.